Welcome to Piper Jane's 3-month video. It is absolutely crazy how fast she's growing. If I didn't have it all recorded in pictures, I seriously might not believe it. In this video, I'll be shooting in a few different lighting situations. Window light, and also another one of my all-time favorite light sources that you can find in every home. And we're even gonna head outside for a little bit too.
Hi, Peanut.
I just want to put out there that no babies were harmed in the filming of this video. But I will say that Mark and I go to extreme lengths to get Piper to pay attention to us, even if we sound or look absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe some of this is actually caught on video. Hi.
Hi, Peanut.
This first series of shots was taken in our living room. I love creating shots that have a natural feel to them, something that represents a little glimpse into our life. A huge part of our life is spent on that white couch, and Piper is usually jumping all over us. Granted, she might not be in a tutu with a Gerber daisy headpiece, but we had to have a little fun for the shoot. Our couch sits right in front of a huge window, so it was the perfect spot to get that gorgeous window light. Ready?
Go, go, go.
Okay. It's no secret that point and shoot cameras have their limitations. These little cameras need lots of light. But one thing that I refuse to use is the flash. So do yourself a favor right now and turn it off. In my living room, my couch sits a little ways back from the window, so the intensity of the light wasn't that strong. So for my point and shoot camera, I ended up getting images that were a little bit blurry and noisy, and I just wasn't that thrilled with them. I got a few images that kind of worked, but as you'll see as the shoot progresses, I found some much better lighting situations for the point and shoot camera.
3!
Oh, yay, Piper! I decided to use the beanbag for this next series of shots that I also used in her newborn shoot. It was the perfect way to pose her because she can't quite sit up yet, but she still loves to wiggle and roll around. It was the perfect way to steady her for the photo.
Oh, goodness. Piper. Good girl.
Piper, here we go. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
You ready?
Okay, ready?
Ready? 1, 2.
Because I was able to move the beanbag so close to the window, the quality of light was so much better. I didn't have the problem of blurry or noisy photos. One of my favorite all-time places to shoot inside is in a doorway, with the door open, of course.
We're gonna do a couple shots here in the doorway, so I'm gonna use the boppy again, and she's actually gonna be on her stomach, and it's just gonna be her little face peeking over, and we're gonna try to get her hands just right under her chin there. And I'm gonna use a white, it's gonna be a white background, so I'm gonna just throw that right on top of the boppy there. Right like this. And she loves being on her tummy, huh? Yeah, if you can just hand me.
For these next shots, I set up a little impromptu studio in my doorway. I used the ottoman from my couch. I used my boppy to pose Piper on, and I put a white blanket over it, and Mark held up a black blanket behind her that was the background. Doorways are really great because they usually let in more light than a window.
Oh goodness. Oh good. You're gonna eat your hand. Come here.
The quality of light that comes in the doorway is just so beautiful and crisp. The bright outdoors lights up the face just perfectly, and it has no harsh shadows.
Let's bring these down. Let's bring your hands down. There. Right there. Piper.
For this last series of shots, we headed outside for a little fresh air and some shade. It is amazing what a change of scenery will do for a shoot, especially when you're photographing a baby.
Piper!
Piper! Sweetie!
Hi!
Look this way!
Piper!
Piper loves being outside. It could take a shoot from what seems to be going downhill to making it a lot more fun.
Right here, Piper! Little girl! Little girl!
I think this setup turned out so nice. It was the perfect place to get a really nice close-up of Piper. That's one thing when I'm shooting babies. I always want to get in close. Their little features are so cute. You really just can't go wrong.
Yes, tell us all about it. Piper! Hi, little girl. Okay, pass.
For these last shots outside, I still have my camera set in sports mode. I knew that Mark was going to be throwing Piper up in the air, and I wanted to be able to freeze that action. In sports mode, I knew that I'd be getting a higher ISO, and therefore I'd have faster shutter speeds. I remember in this shade situation that I did have to add more light, so I did it through the exposure compensation on the back of the camera. If you find these videos helpful, definitely let me know. And if there's any questions that I could address in these videos, I'd love to hear from you.